Okay, guys. On your table of contents, we're going to be on page 39, and we are going to talk about point slope formula today. So once you have that written, go ahead and flip to your notes. Please make sure you're doing your titles up at the top so that way it's easy for me to find when I need to do this. And if you will, go ahead and write that for me. Point slope formula, this is just going to give you a point and it'll be in XY form, and it's going to give you the slope, which is m. And you have to use this formula, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And you can see that I did these three in purple because those are the three that I'm going to plug in. Everything in blue will stay the same. Once you plug it in, all you have to do is distribute and solve for y. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to give you 4 examples. So if you want to go ahead and write the 4 examples, you can. And I'm going to go ahead and start plugging in my formula and solving. So this is my x1 and my y1. So using this formula up here, you're going to keep y minus, and you're plugging in y1, which is 4, equals m is 1/2 because slope is m. Open parentheses, you keep x minus, and then you plug in what x is, which is 2. So now you just have to distribute and solve. So 1/2 times x is 1/2 x, and 1/2 times -2 is -1. You're going to bring down y minus 4. To get y by itself, you're going to add 4. And that gives you y equals 1/2 x plus 3. And that's your answer. Okay, for the second example, I've got x1, y1. I'm going to plug in y minus -1 because I'm plugging in y1 equals, my slope is -3/4, open parentheses, x minus, and my x1 is -8. Now, when you're solving these problems, you cannot have a double negative. So since these two minuses are right next to each other, I'm going to connect them by making it a big plus sign. And I'll do the same thing over here and connect and make a big plus sign. So now I'm just going to distribute and solve. -3/4 times x is -3/4 x, and -3/4 times 8. So -3 times 8 is -24, and -24 divided by 4 is -6. Then I'm going to bring down my y plus 1 equals on the left side. To get y by itself, I'm going to subtract 1. That gives me y equals -3/4 x minus 7. And that's my final answer. Okay, for example 3. Hey, I spelled a word wrong. That should be an E with slope. Okay, so for this example, this is my x1 and my y1. I'm going to do y minus 0 equals, my slope is 2/3, open parentheses, x minus -6. Okay, I don't have a double negative at the beginning, but I do have a double negative here, so I'm going to change it to a plus. And now I'm just going to distribute. 2/3 times x is 2/3 x, and 2/3 times 6. So 2 times 6 is 12, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then y minus 0 is irrelevant. You can just drop the 0 and you have y equals. Thank you. For the next one, this is my x1 and my y1. I'm going to do y minus -9 equals, my slope is 4, open up parentheses, and do x minus 0. Change my double negative, distribute. I'm going to get 4x. When I multiply here, I get 0. So you can put a plus 0 if you need a placeholder. Bring down y plus 9 equals, and bring down my minus 9. So now I have y equals 4x minus 9, and that is my answer. Okay, I'm going to pause this, and I will finish in just a second.